Taite Kubo's finest work, Bleach. Yeah, as always, I'm here today, ladies and gentlemen, giving you guys and gals the latest chapter review of Bleach. Now, before I get started, the scenery is different. Why? Because I'm in a hotel pretty much. I am right now in Anaheim, California for a NSBE convention. That is the National Society of Black Engineers. And I was very busy on Thursday and Friday going to this convention, talking to recruiters from different companies like IBM, like Dell and Intel, and there was also Delphi, and so on and so forth. So the whole point here is that I was very busy. And by the way, Chase, what's up, bro? How you doing? Chase is a guy I saw on Friday. I was walking around, and all of a sudden, wait, is that King Lightning? I'm like, yeah, what's up, bro? How you doing? So, I mean, it's hard to miss the King. Big black dude. We kind of stick out like sore thumbs. Now, that being said, this chapter of Bleach, because you guys right now are saying, fuck my life. Fuck your shit. This chapter of Bleach, first of all, was simple, as always. Because normally chapters are simple. But the ending was pretty cool. Why? Aizen, no shit. Aizen, not only is he pulling the Charles Xavier, where he's floating along or rolling along, whatever he's doing, and he's just, just being badass on the chair. You're like, yeah, like this is cool. Even though he's not at full power, it's still badass. It's still Aizen. But also, he's crushing dudes with Reiatsu. Now, that's some old school shit. And mind you, Aizen's like 1 in a billion. Where he has, I think, it was like 2 times the Reiatsu of a captain before the Hyogoku fully assimilated in his body. After, when he was going transcended, he was on a whole new level, literally. And, like the 4th dimension, whatever. Fuck that shit. The whole point here is that it's expected for someone like him to perform things like Reiatsu Crush. People can't even physically touch him because he's so powerful. However, the same thing cannot be said for the other captains, like Byakuya, like Hirako Shinji, especially if they're wounded. And this also brings up another thing that I noticed. So Hashball, right now he's with His Majesty, Yua, the new Soul King, which means that it looks like the Royal Guard is actually pretty much done. Either they are on the verge of death or they're actually dead. And that means that we have never gotten to see their Bankais. Furthermore, Hirako Shinji, who has always been a well-renowned character among the Seirete, among the series of Bleach in general, he has not used his Bankai once. Even under the extreme conditions of Basby, did not use his Bankai once. And then finally, there is the hinted notion that Hisagi has a Bankai, because Kensei, even though he's dead, he trained, at least that's what's hinted to me, he trained Hisagi to attain Bankai. And yet we have not seen a Bankai. Now, these things I noticed, obviously, in the chapter, because I just said that. But it kind of, I think, pushes a certain notion along, where in which Kubo cannot have all these characters have their Bankais revealed. Because that may be detrimental to the story of Bleach. It may complicate things in such a way where there would be several retcons or Deus Machinas. And that's why he's not going to show us the Bankais of the Royal Guard. That's why, no matter how tight of a situation Hirako Shinji's in, he will not use his Bankai. Because if you have all these characters, I mean, he kind of put himself in a corner. And I guess to a certain degree, I don't think Kubo fully played it out. Because when you have all these characters who are of that level, who you expect Bankais from, and you don't show their Bankais, it's because probably their Bankais are going to be, their abilities may shape the story in a certain direction where Kubo doesn't want the story to be shaped in. So, I mean, at some point in the future, we're probably going to see Byakuya's Bankai, because Byakuya's Bankai, it's the same Bankai, because he has the same Shikai, but it's honed. It's honed to the point where, like, he can, well, I don't know, actually, I have no idea. Zero, fuck it. But basically, it should be like a more enhanced version of his current Bankai. Whereas Ichigo and Renji, they were completely revamped, as well as Rukia. They were completely revamped. Now, that being said, what I also want to talk about in the chapter was Yuha. Now, again, Yuha, he's releasing the power of the Soul King. And he is extraordinarily powerful, obviously, now that he's become the Soul King. And since he's taken Mimi Hagi-sama, Ukitake should be dead. Because there's nothing holding back his tuberculosis. His lungs should be collapsing. He should be dead or on the verge of death. Now, this means that... Well, actually, no. It doesn't... Well, no. Well, let me just backpedal. So, the way the context of both chapters from Manga Pan to Manga Stream make it seem as if like Mimi Hagi-sama is like the only external power source of the Soul King, as if like Mimi Hagi-sama is the Soul King, like some weird shit like that. I don't know, it's kind of weird because he's assimilating Mimi Hagi-sama, and now you have Hashwall calling him the Soul King, the bona fide Soul King. But when you look at the Soul King, he's still missing another arm and 2 legs, so it's kind of like there's still more stuff when it comes to Soul King's powers, right? Shouldn't there be? So, the right arm by itself, I don't think is sufficient enough to replace the entire power spectrum of the Soul King. But the way the chapter's flowing, it makes it seem as if like it is replacing the entire power spectrum of the Soul King. So, that to me, I think is a little bit shaky. I'm not too sure on that. But we'll have to wait and see in the future about how that rolls out. Finally, you have what's going on with... Well, actually, no. No, because I think I kind of confused it. But basically, in the chapter, when you have Hashfall talking about the Soul King and how the Soul King was sealed, I think he was referring to Yuha in that context. Because at first, I thought that he was talking about the Soul King itself. But then I realized, oh wait, he means that His Majesty is now the current Soul King. Because he has absorbed Mimi Hagi-sama. So, in that sense, then, yeah, that makes sense. Because he was sealed a millennia ago. So it is what it is. But at the same time, you kind of wonder why the Soul King isn't a crystal. Maybe he put himself there in the first place, or maybe the Shinigami, they put him in there so they can regulate his power. Because, I mean, since they created the Soul King, they need a means of regulating their own creation. So, I mean, that may be possible as well. But either way, that's a chapter. So the chapter overall, I'm going to give it a rating. I think it's a okay plus chapter. To me, I mean, yeah, Aizen, he's badass, and I love the dude, but him by himself, I don't think is enough to bring it up to, like, a good, in my personal opinion. Because, yeah, the ending is strong, because Aizen's epic. But we all knew that he was coming, because he's Aizen. And Kubo loves Aizen, right? Like, Kubo, he put himself in Bleach, and that image of himself was Aizen. But everything else was okay, like, not that bad. You know what? When I think about it, it was kind of cool seeing him point the finger down, and then you have the entire character being enveloped. And then you have the entities come down the thing, and they assault Soifon and company. I don't know how they actually hurt the Shinigami. Do they like absorb the Ryatsu of the Shinigami, or do they burn them like in a fire acidic way? I'm not too sure. But either way, you know what? I'll give it good. So that's it. I'm done. King Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe as always. Have a nice one.